I'm married, have 3 kids. The oldest, 3 girls. The oldest has been deceased for about 23 years now. I have 2 other girls, Karina and Jennifer. The oldest daughter passed away in a car accident July 6th of 1991. We were actually heading for vacation. We were going to meet some friends up in Virginia Beach, supposedly the best vacation we've ever been on. So we take the first day of this trip and we drive to my brother's house in Virginia. We made it down there pretty good, so we're just kind of lounging around, taking it easy, and the kids wanted to go out. My oldest daughter, Shalon, and her cousin, my niece, they wanted to go run around a little bit. They had just gotten driver's license, my niece did, a few months earlier. So when they wanted to go, they wanted to run around to go pick up a friend and go down to Pizza Hut, which was close to the theater where we were going to go anyway. And so my wife was very reluctant to let her go. She said absolutely not. And so after about 20-30 minutes of begging, she allowed her to go. We decided we would go to a movie, to watch a movie called Dying Young. And so we're standing in line at the theater, and a young boy comes up to my brother and asks him if he was so-and-so's dad. He says, yes, I am. And he said, well, she just had a bad accident the other end of town, and this was a small one red light town in Virginia. And so we took off to find out that the kids were already taken from the accident to the hospital. So we get to the hospital and we find out that, you know, the car rolled and she didn't make it. She died that night. And so times has changed quite drastically since then. My wife has kind of taken, you know, putting on herself that, you know, she should have never let her go. Well, you know, we don't have a textbook on how to parent. We don't know. It's a give and take, you know, when you got kids. You got to give a little bit, take a little bit, and, you know, my wife and I, we both had a pretty rough upbringing, and we'd done a lot of things that probably could have cost us our life, and got away with it. But some of these kids do not get away with it. After Shalon died, we, as a married couple with kids, we had some major problems, you know, and we went to a lot of grief counseling, places like that, and myself and my wife, we grieve different. Everyone does, and sometimes we didn't understand why the other of us didn't feel the same way that we did, and so we had a lot of marital problems from that. It wasn't enough to separate us. The statistics say that like 80% of people that lose children end up in divorce. We've been fortunate enough that we're still together, even 23 years later, but it takes its toll, physically and mentally on you. It's hard to explain. It's just really tough.